Hey everybody, welcome back to Pristine Podcast. My name is Lero and in this video we're going to talk about how to maintain your podcast motivation in 2021. The first thing you need to do, especially if you haven't started your podcast already, is to set clear goals. This will help you to not get unmotivated or tired in the middle of working towards getting to your goals, because you know that it's going to be exponential. There's going to come a point where it's going to grow instead of you giving up halfway. Use the SMART technique to set clear goals. This one is an acronym and it stands for specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and timely. Now that we've set specific goals, we need to not focus on our goals, which sounds a bit counterintuitive because we just said we needed them. But here's the thing, like people, when they set the goals, they usually focus at their goals that are so far away, possibly years away, and they just, keep on dreaming about the moment that, they want to come. But if you're doing that, you're focusing on unimportant stuff. That's going to happen with the work that you're doing now. So if you're focusing on that, the work is not going to happen and you're not going to get there as a result. So try to take time to think about what the small steps are that you need to do to be able to get there. Something else you can do to maintain your motivation is to engage with your audience. You need to keep in mind your audience's needs and base your content on what those needs are. So don't just publish just for the sake of publishing and not keeping your audience in mind. Being in touch and deeply connected with your audience is going to make you feel like you're part of something bigger. It's going to make you feel a sense of responsibility and motivation to give your audience the best you can with your show. Alternatively, you can try changing things up. Doing the same thing for such a long time may show that you're being in your comfort zone, and that's where the lack of motivation may come from. So changing things will prevent your listeners from thinking of your show as a bit dull. Make sure that you challenge yourself by adding new things to the creation process. You can include merchandise to your store, you can invite new guests in your show, you can host like a podcasting event. If you're finding this information helpful and you want more podcasting tips in the future, then don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you can get notified in the future whenever we upload new videos. Something else you can do if you're feeling completely uninspired is to listen to other podcasts, the ones with lots of followers, to see what they're doing. Lots of people hear these podcasters in the beginning or before they started the podcast, but as they're doing their own, they tend to focus on their own only because that's the most important one. But listening to other podcasts that they're doing very good will help you, give you a picture of what's working, what's not, and give you a little bit of motivation since you're lacking it. Besides listening to your favorite podcast, you can also listen to motivational podcasts, which will give you a motivational boost. Some of the ones that I like are the Tim Ferriss Show, the One You Feed, TED Radio Hour, the Gary Vee Audio Experience, and the Gold Digger. If you're having a lack of motivation, chances are you're doing a little bit of procrastination as well. You're not as regular as you used to be in publishing new episodes. But you should try to avoid this because procrastination plus zero motivation is the worst thing for everyone. Main things to be aware of are checking social media, YouTube, Netflix. While it may not seem very time consuming because you're controlling it, they can be very damaging. So instead of procrastinating when you're feeling unmotivated, try to push yourself even harder to do new content. This will generate the snowball effect. The good things are going to accumulate and grow and grow and grow, and you'll be able to deliver and not feel unmotivated. Another thing that helps avoid procrastination that works for me very well is to stay active, and by that I don't mean doing any sort of exercise. You could also go and take a walk. If it's sunny where you live, just go have a walk for like 30 minutes or an hour, which will increase your creative thinking by 60%. Actually, that's a true fact. I've read it somewhere. This will help you reflect with yourself and eventually lead to you feeling more motivated. Speaking of being active, some self-care and gratitude would go a long way with it. They actually combine very well with each other. Self-care is the number one thing when it comes to mental health, which as a result leads to you being more focused on the things that you want. Motivation is also deeply connected with our mental health because it's one of the first things that goes away once our mental health is not in check anymore. So try to also care about your mental health, not just physical health, by doing exercise. Also practice gratitude all the time. Remembering all the nice things that you have is going to make you feel grateful, calm, happy, motivated, and also showing this gratitude to your listeners as well, who are the reason that you're there, and also we're going to be the reason that you're going to move even further up your podcast journey. Finally, the last tip that I have for you is to just take a break. You may need some time to regenerate your energy, your thoughts, and most importantly, your motivation. Spending some time away from the mic will do you more good than bad. Don't be scared that you're going to lose your podcasting skills, your talking skills. It's going to help you relax, and it's going to help you come up with new ideas for your show. If you want to grow your podcast faster and get more of your time back, then consider outsourcing podcast editing and post-production to me and my team. To learn more, check out the link in the description. As always, if you've enjoyed these tips, then don't forget to press the thumbs up and subscribe button for more podcast related stuff in the future. I'll see you again in the next video.